नमस्कार, स्वागत है आपका विक्ट्री टॉक्स के एक और एपिसोड में। मैं अर्पित काबरा। एक और ऐसा एपिसोड, एक और ऐसी शख्सियत और एक और ऐसी कॉन्वर्जेशन जिससे शायद बिजनेस एंटरप्रेन्योर्स और लीडर्स को कहीं ना कहीं कुछ काम करने के लिए एक मददगार हो सकता है। आज हमारे बीच एक ऐसी शख्सियत है जो एक टीचर रह चुके हैं, जो एक प्रैक्टिसिंग सीए रह चुके हैं, जो इंडस्ट्री सीए रह चुके हैं, जिन्होंने एक बहुत बड़ी फर्म में काम किया, बहुत बड़ी फर्म को लीड किया, एक बहुत बड़ी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में राइट फ्रॉम बॉटम लेवल से लेके उसके टॉप लेवल तक गए हैं। इन ट्रू सेंस लीडर, अ मेंटोर एंड एक्सपीरियंस चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट विद ओवर 4 decades ऑफ सुपर हार्ड वर्क हमारे बीच मौजूद हैं श्री निहार जम्बूसरिया सर। सर, वेलकम टू दिस विक्ट्री टॉक्स।
થેન્ક યુ. તારો ઘણો બધો આભાર. અને કેટલા એપિસોડ્સ અત્યાર સુધીમાં કરી નાખ્યા હવે?
सर थैंक यू वेरी मच। बट सर, कैसा है कि सर कॉन्सेप्ट ये है कि ऐसे लोग जिन्होंने वाकई में सोसाइटी में बहुत इंस्पायर किया लोगों को, उनको लाना, उनसे बातचीत करना, और कम से कम 10 एपिसोड अभी सर हुए हैं और बहुत बड़ी जर्नी करनी है। बस आपसे थोड़ा सा इंस्पायर होके और आज कुछ सीख के उसको और लंबा लेके जा सके सर।
नहीं, ये कंटिन्यू रखो. मुझसे जो भी कंट्रीब्यूट होता है मैं ज़रूर करता हूँ.
राइट।
तो यू कैन गो अहेड. आई एम देयर टू आंसर क्वेश्चंस एंड टॉक टू आवर कलीग्स.
सर, तो शुरुआत ऐसी करते हैं सर। योर जर्नी, यू हैव प्लेड सो मेनी रोल्स in your own personal capacity, in the capacity, and you are also an independent director today. You are one of those most sought after minds on taxation, be it international, be it domestic. I think जितने भी नए कॉन्सेप्ट्स आए हैं उनको एनफोर्स करना, उनको लगाना, और चैलेंजेस आए हैं उनमें बहुत जगह आपने बहुत एक ऐसे पाइवटल रोल प्ले किए हैं। तो कहीं ना कहीं सर यू हैव शेप्ड इन एवरी स्मॉल, बिग एंड लार्ज मेगा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑल्सो। सर, आपकी जर्नी के बारे में बताइए और कैसी आपकी जर्नी रही पूरी राइट फ्रॉम स्टार्ट।
So, I was born and brought up in Mumbai, and I studied here. Schooling also I did here in vernacular Gujarati language.
Oh,
And then the college was, of course, in English. So after the college, when I was planning, or rather during the course of my college days, when I was planning what to do after college, and I was a student of NM College, which is known as CA Students Factory. So everybody talked about chartered accountancy. Even I was attracted towards this course. And then I appeared for entrance, I qualified, and in the last year of my BCom, I joined articleship and finally qualified as chartered accountant in 1983. After I qualified, during our days, usually all chartered accountants used to go for practice. Today the trend is exactly reverse. Most of those who qualify as chartered accountant today, they prefer to go in a job in industry or in a bigger firm. But very few of them go for practice, whereas in our times, the choice was more towards practice. So I started my practice as a proprietor. And in those days, I did not have office, nor my father had enough capital to give to me. So I started from home. In those days, I did not have a telephone connection at home. Mobiles were not there at all. And after I started my practice, we got telephone at home after about 6 months.
oh,
So that is how struggling in practice I commenced practice. When I started the practice in the second year of my practice, one of my professors in the college met me in train. And he said that you are practicing for yourself, it is fine. But what will you give to the society? And what are you doing to give to the society?
oh,
You have gained so much of knowledge. After BCom, you have done CA. Why don't you give it back to students?
अच्छा।
So then I thought of joining a college as a part-time lecturer and started lecturership in the morning hours. From 7 to 9 in the morning, I used to lecture in college. After that, I used to go to my office. In the meantime, after about 3 years, my brother also qualified as a chartered accountant.
Wow.
And he joined me as partner.
अच्छा.
So we carried on this practice from 1983 up to almost 2008, when there was an offer to merge with a bigger firm. You would have heard about Haribhakti Group and BDO, and we merged with that firm in that year.
Okay.
For about 3 to 4 years, I was a partner there,
Okay.
and thereafter I got an offer from industry, one of the Fortune 500 companies, to look after their tax planning.
Okay.
This was another challenge, and I thought I should take it up. So I took up that challenge and joined Reliance Industries as tax planning head.
Okay.
So I was looking after international tax, their mergers, demergers. My role was to advise them on this.
Okay.
In the meantime, in 2000, I contested Western India Regional Council election
Right.
and joined the regional council. I was there for 6 years.
Right.
I got the opportunity to be the chairman of the regional council in 2004.
Correct.
After that, I took a break, and in 2012 again I contested central council election. I was elected to the council, and I was elected consistently for 3 terms. And finally, I also got the opportunity to be the president of the institute. And whatever vision I had for the profession, I had the opportunity to lead the council and take many decisions for in the interest of profession.
So wonderful. I think anything and everything that a CA could do, you've done. Sir, entrepreneurship वो एक रह गया कि वो भी आप कर ही रहे हो?
So, carrying on your practice, even deciding to go to the council and deliver while being a partner in a firm, according to me, is a sign of entrepreneurship only.
Wonderful.
Because it is not that you are entrepreneur if you start business. Even starting practice and leading it is also a sign of entrepreneurship. And there also I introduced whatever varieties of different works I could to the firm.
Okay.
And I guided during the course of my lecture. I was lecturer for 25 years.
25 years?
And I guided so many commerce students.
Correct.
During those years, I found that many bright commerce students who scored first class in BCom,
Okay.
they used to come to us seeking job. So then I encouraged them that don't go for a job after graduation. Do either post-graduation or professional course. And many of them I diverted towards the CA course.
Wow.
And many of them are chartered accountants. Some of them are in practice. Some of them are in job, and they are all doing well. And that gives a lot of satisfaction to you.
Wonderful.
That you could guide somebody to excel in life by becoming a professional and
Absolutely.
achieving heights.
सर सो लेट अस सो आई ये पूरी आगे का इंटरव्यू को हम 4 भाग में लेते हैं. फर्स्ट, व्हाई डिड यू आफ्टर सो मच ऑफ एडवर्सिटी आप सीए बन गए? मतलब दैट वाज अ ह्यूज अचीवमेंट. 1983 में सीए बनना मतलब उसमें बहुत टॉप होता था. रिजल्ट्स भी बहुत कम आते थे, परसेंटेज सिंगल डिजिट आता था. व्हाई डिड यू चूज टू प्रैक्टिस देन? एंड क्योंकि अभी आपने कहा कि यूथ टुडे इज रनिंग टूवर्ड्स इंडस्ट्री. सर इतना ब्यूटीफुल एनवायरनमेंट है, एवरीथिंग इज सो गुड अबाउट स्टार्टिंग योर ओन सेटअप, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, टेक्नोलॉजी, सब कुछ है. अभी पर उल्टा हो रहा है. दे आर गोइंग इनटू एम्प्लॉयमेंट. सो व्हाट इज इट दैट यू वांट टू टेल द यंग सीएस टुडे और यंग बडिंग कॉमर्स ग्रेजुएट्स टुडे कि मे बी ऐसा क्या था जो आपने सीए प्रैक्टिस में जाने की कोई सोचना?
हमारे टाइम में अपॉर्चुनिटीज वो टाइम पे भी जॉब में ज़्यादा थी.
अच्छा.
और प्रैक्टिस शुरू करना और उसको डेवलप करना एक चैलेंज थी.
हाँ.
फिर भी मैंने यही सोचा कि वाई बिकम जॉब सीकर,
वाह.
लेट मी बिकम जॉब प्रोवाइडर,
ओके.
मे बी टू अ स्मॉल नंबर ऑफ आइदर स्टूडेंट्स और इवन youngsters.
ओके.
So that was one objective in mind. Secondly, while doing CA, where I was doing articleship, there was a lot of work on direct tax.
Okay.
And I thought if I give a lot of efforts, do deep diving after qualifying as chartered accountant, even I can make an attempt to excel in the field of direct tax, international tax.
Okay.
And to some extent, I achieved it also.
Okay.
Tax is a complex area,
Correct.
and one cannot claim to be on top of the profession in this field.
Okay.
But whatever I could achieve in these years, I tried my best, and there were number of article students, number of employees even in Reliance who were working in my team, and it was a great satisfaction to work with the team, guide the industry, participate in decision making which would lead to the growth of the country, because every saving that industry does in terms of tax or whatever, it adds to the GDP of the country.
परफेक्ट सर, तो क्या ये बोलना ठीक रहेगा कि प्रैक्टिस शुरू करना, स्टार्टिंग योर ओन सेटअप गिव्स यू अ वेरी बिग लैंडस्केप, अ वेरी बिग कैनवास टू डू वॉट एवर यू वांट टू डू इन अपकमिंग ईयर्स, और पेशेंस इज द परसिवरेंस जो बोलते हैं.
या आज के सिनेरियो में जॉब में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है.
वाह.
इतनी सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज ओपन है चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स के लिए. When we qualified, audit, direct tax, indirect tax, company law.
करेक्ट.
These were the 4 fields open for chartered accountants.
राइट.
Whereas today, if you see teaching, training in the corporates, being on top of artificial intelligence, be a master of technology. And I find that youngsters are the fastest in learning technology.
करेक्ट.
When I get stuck in any application in computer or mobile,
राइट.
it is a youngster who gives me solution.
करेक्ट.
So they can take full advantage of this ability to learn technology very fast, and they can be on top of technology. With the help of technology, they can guide businesses, help businesses. Today, I would like to touch upon a topic which is so relevant for every business. Day after day, I will not say year after year, every day you find some new compliance requirements coming up. Particularly if you see RBI's notifications, SEBI's notifications, MCA notifications. So many new compliance requirements are being added for the businesses. And if these compliances are done the way we did in the past without the help of technology, manually, physically, it is endless. Business would come to a halt, and one would get lost only in compliances. So with the help of technology, today's youngsters, young chartered accountants can guide businesses as to how to achieve all these complex compliance requirements and not violate any requirement, any law. With the help of technology, where on auto platform you can get so many things done very easily.
Sir, बहुत अच्छा, and it's a very relevant point that you've touched upon. And so let me ask you this, because you've been in so many other roles. Put yourself into the shoes of a businessman, and what is that piece of advice that you would want to give? क्योंकि सर हमारा चैनल का नाम विक्ट्री टॉक्स है, so whatever that we talk should be victorious, should lead into victory for all of them. तो बिजनेसमैन के लिए सर, क्योंकि इतना चैलेंजिंग एनवायरनमेंट है अभी, जबकि गवर्नमेंट बोल रही है ऑन द कॉन्ट्री कि सब कुछ ईजी कर रहे हैं, बट इट इज़ गेटिंग डिफिकल्ट डे बाय डे, टाइम बाय टाइम. मतलब समझ लो पॉपकॉर्न में भी इतनी सारी वेराइटी, पराठा में भी इतनी सारी वेराइटी, क्या क्या नहीं हो रहा है सर. ये सब चीज़ों को फिर व्हाट इज़ योर पीस ऑफ एडवाइस टू दोज बिजनेसमैन, दोज एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हु आर डेयरिंग टू गेट इनटू एंड स्टार्ट देयर ओन जर्नी? उनको क्या बोलेंगे सर आप?
आई थिंक मुझे लगता है टेक्नोलॉजी का एक्सटेंसिव यूज,
ओके,
और एम्प्लॉय पीपल हु आर ऑन टॉप ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी,
ओके,
who are prepared to learn, who are prepared to introduce newer technologies with the help of even cyber security. Because in today's scenario, cyber security, data protection is so important that if you achieve compliance but at the cost of security, then it could be a disaster for the business.
Oh.
So I would advise every businessman to adopt technology, look after security, data privacy, data security, and employ people who can learn and implement technology for them so that they can focus on expansion of business. Apart from this, see, even use of technology, not only for just compliances, but even for taking complex business decisions.
Wow.
See, in today's scenario, the risks have become manifold.
Correct.
Risks come on account of operations, on account of disasters which are natural,
Correct.
like earthquake, typhoon, even
Fire, Los Angeles में
COVID,
जैसे भी
fire.
चल रहा है.
So all these risks are very difficult to manage. Even there is risk of competitors, risk of changing environment. And if you are not with time, then you may lose out against your competitors. So managing risk is a very important area.
Okay.
See, some years back we coined a concept that so far as risks are concerned, we are living in VUCA world.
VUCA world. Correct.
VUCA, VUCA stands for vulnerability, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Now we have transitioned from VUCA to BANI world.
Bani.
BANI.
अच्छा.
B stands for brittle.
Okay.
Brittle means ruthless.
Okay.
The changes previously were simply complex. But today the changes that we are facing, they are brittle, ruthless. They come suddenly and you have to take decision.
Okay.
BA, anxious.
Okay.
Every change causes anxiety. Not a single change gives you peace of mind. It causes anxiety and you have to act upon the change so fast. Then next is N, non-linear. See, previously the changes used to come, but there was a past history.
Okay.
The changes were linear. We could deal with those changes with the help of our experience of the past. Now changes come which have no history. They are non-linear.
Okay.
And you have to deal with fresh situations.
You don't have any past experience to...
Yeah.
Achha. Okay.
And finally, I, incomprehensible.
Achha.
Ambiguity is replaced by incomprehensibility.
My God.
Sometimes changes come in such a shape that you are not able to comprehend what is the solution, what is this change first of all.
Okay.
Like when COVID came, the entire world was caught by surprise.
Barabar.
And developing a vaccine was a big challenge.
Yes.
So like this, all these changes are so complex that with the help of technology, with the help of dynamism, with the help of past experience, with the help of ability to project future, one may deal with risks, and every businessman now needs to have a strategy for risk. Some of the big business houses have established war rooms.
Achha.
Every week the risk team meets and it finds out what are the new changes and what are the actions required to be taken.
Right.
So this is the kind of situation that we are facing. There is no ease of doing. On the contrary, compliances are becoming complex. We have to live in this world.
Correct.
This is not only peculiar to India, but if you see even in foreign countries, the compliances are being enhanced by almost every country. And the reason behind this is the risk posed by cyber security.
Frauds.
So every country has to see that compliances are so strict that frauds are kept at the minimum level.
सर अमेजिंग. आपने जो ये कवरेज दिया है, मतलब कहीं ना कहीं आपने एक ऐसी वूका वर्ल्ड, बानी वर्ल्ड, एंड यू हैव एड्रेस्ड सच अ बिग थिंग विच यू नो एवरी एंटरप्रेन्योर. क्योंकि सर आप देखो कितनी अनसर्टिनिटी है. कोई रियली लोन लेने के लिए रो रहा है वर्सेस कोई एक है जिसको एक्स्ट्रॉर्डिनरी वैल्यूएशन भी मिल रहा है. there is a total different space. सर इसमें एज अ चार्ट अकाउंटेंट आप डेमोक्रेटिक लीडर बने हुए हो, you've been the president of the institute, and sir इसमें आपको कैसा लगता है कि what has your role, or what do you see should have been done or should be done to ease this kind of compliances, one as a role of a chartered accountant, and second सर ये पूरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो है इसको लेके अभी ना, what are your thoughts, what should be the role, what should how should we in this VUCA and Bani world, what should ICI do?
See, ICAI has completed 75 years of its existence, and that too successful existence.
Correct.
For all these years, the institute has grown leaps and bounds. It has produced 4 lakhs plus chartered accountants.
Correct.
And in this complex world, I think the role that a professional chartered accountant has to play means a lot for the country.
Okay.
Today, India, and particularly Indians who are regarded as very intelligent people, if they take the lead, then on so many fronts, India has the capacity to lead the world. Today, first you asked about compliances. The institute, even during my tenure, kept on giving so many suggestions on easing out on compliances or really achieve ease of doing. But somehow the government was very slow on implementing all these suggestions.
Okay.
And the same would be the situation even now.
Okay.
So according to me, what I have seen at ICAI level is that the government should have lot of confidence in a professional body like ICAI. Government created NFRA with a specific purpose. And if you see today, NFRA is exceeding its mandate and doing many things which could have been left to the CA Institute.
Okay.
According to me, ICAI should bring this to the notice of the government and ask government to define the roles very clearly. Otherwise, what would happen is a body which was setting standards, after thorough discussions, subgroups were formed, groups were formed, and finally the matters were discussed at accounting standard board level, at auditing and assurance standard boards level, brought out standards which were world class.
Yeah.
It is not that every standard we have to simply 100% adopt from the international standard. If India's situation is different, if India's laws are different, then India can have carve-outs.
Wonderful.
And the government should appreciate this. Even NFRA should appreciate this. And for this, if NFRA and ICAI work together in tandem, it can help the country to grow, and it can bring the results which any professional body should really bring for the country.
Oh, wonderful. Sir, I think very well put up, and somewhere you see democracy versus bureaucracy today. Everything that is being done in ICI, it is for the good of the country because it's happening democratically. You're taking hearing, you're taking inputs from anyone and everyone, versus there is no hearing at all, there is no understanding at all, there is no absolutely guidance at all. They've just been given a mandate. What I see is everything that has been done, post-mortem has been done, and based on that some reports are coming out. Versus what we do is we understand the business, we understand what are the applicable laws and situations, and therefore we give our reports. I think what is happening behind the scenes can be known only after 10-20 years. Now after 10-20 years or after those events happening, if you come and say, I don't think so, there is huge ability or a big achievement that you are putting it next.
Arpit, you mentioned it very rightly that we have been doing so many things rightly. Suppose in the process something goes wrong.
Correct.
The government has the ability to correct it.
Yes.
And in what way? On the council of the institute, out of 40 members, 8 are government nominees.
Okay.
They can play their role within ICI itself.
Hmm.
One need not go out. Secondly, even in the disciplinary committees of the institute,
Hmm.
out of 5 members, 2 are government nominees. If at all government feels that this committee needs to be strengthened, one more government nominee could have been added.
Okay.
But there is a parallel body. Now that government has done it, even that can be achieved in a cohesive manner by
Right.
putting these two bodies together and seeing that they work in tandem and not at cross purpose.
Wonderful. So, what do you think? You've been a leader again as a president, and you would see there are so many volunteers in the country, chartered accountants who work honorary at study circle level, at branch levels, at regional levels, and various other committees, and all of this for the institute. Sir, what should their roles be? Or maybe a member in that sense. Anything that you have in mind. That is how they could contribute to this ever changing landscape of ICI as well.
I think you have hit the nail, and let me go back to the days of COVID.
Okay.
During the pandemic, all our study circle leaders, branch leaders, regional council leaders all came together. And when government was looking upon the institute, that the institute should carry out research as to how to save MSMEs which are liquidating,
Correct.
because there was no business at all.
Right.
There was complete lockdown.
Right.
During this period, the groups which were formed at branch level, at regional council level, these groups gave excellent ideas.
Absolutely.
They carried out surveys. They gave the result of researches.
Correct.
These results were put before Niti Aayog.
Okay.
And Niti Aayog appreciated the suggestions of our members so much that I feel that what you have asked as to what should be the role of all this big machinery and manpower which is at the disposal of ICAI. I think the role of all these people, instead of looking after only administrative activities,
Correct.
is to look after researches, to bring this country up, to make it a country which leads the world. I think all these brains can carry out researches, make surveys, and give these results to the government, which can be constructively used by government for the growth of the country.
Sir, this is fabulous. And you see, the government is working to transform everything in this country. You see railways, you see healthcare, you see infrastructure, everything. Sir, imagine a body like ICI, which has always been contributing to the government. इन एवरी सेंस आप देखिए, वित्तीय ज्ञान में हम लोग कर रहे हैं, फिनेंशियल लिटरेसी पूरा हम लोग कर रहे हैं, स्वच्छ भारत अभियान में हम लोग पूरे लगे थे, एंड आई सी ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ एक्टिविटीज वेर एवर द गवर्नमेंट हैज कॉल्ड फॉर.
Even on ESG.
On ESG, sir, we have driven ESG. We have driven GST implementation. Imagine today's figures are phenomenal. The collection is phenomenal. And to implement it, to successfully adopt it and run it, I think all of us have done a huge job. And ICI therefore has done a huge job. Now, all of this, so shouldn't there be a, I don't know how it works, but every other ministry shares a full page ad of, or does a PR of whatever their contribution has been for the country. A dashboard is what I think, we should generate and tell government, so that, creating a parallel body to have overlook on these activities again can be, thought after.
Yeah, I think that is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is involving chartered accountants, and government can take help of ICI for nomination of members,
Right.
on various projects that government is undertaking.
Correct.
In many areas, we have chartered accountants helping the local government
Yes.
in implementing so many of their projects. I remember during my tenure when pandemic was on,
Hmm.
Chhattisgarh government, Uttarakhand government, they wanted to have some suggestions from the institute
Okay.
as to how locally these states can be more productive
Wow.
and they can become self-sufficient. And we advised them that particularly in some of the states, the forest products which are being produced,
Correct.
they are sent out for processing. They can set up processing units within the state.
Yeah.
So this is just an example.
Correct.
Like this, chartered accountants can give a lot of suggestions and
Correct.
lot of inputs to the government in their endeavor to ensure the growth of the country. Government had the target of $5 trillion economy.
Correct.
It can be further enhanced and it can be achieved with the help of these professionals who are always prepared to be at the back end call of the government.
Super, absolutely right. I think there's no doubt. Every chartered accountant is a true Indian at the core heart, and has delivered. I remember, sir, COVID times, as you said, the way we worked selflessly. In fact, government had given us special pass also, कि आप लोग जा सकते हो. They did not stop us because all the income tax returns have to be done. TDS, GST, the lifeline of government, GST was to be done. So they gave us this, and we were like warriors and went out and with giving wind to the health concerns. Everyone worked, delivered. And not only this, so social groups mein to taking care of people, health and everything we've done. So that there has been a huge demonstration, and I think with this volunteer base, a lot can be achieved, as you rightly pointed out.
Fully agree with you.
Right.
And for this purpose, the government should create task forces for various purposes.
And involvement of chartered accountant in almost every government department should be must, is what I totally
See, barring a few exceptions, according to me, chartered accountants put country first and self next.
I agree.
So that the government should realize. Barring a few, see, in every profession, you may find some people looking after their own interest, but by and large, majority of chartered accountants, and I would say 97-98% of chartered accountants put country first and
Then
themselves next.
Right. Super amazing. I think it's a very, very inspiring conversation, and I'm sure this will be conceived and this will be perceived very constructive, and probably we'll see good results happening. And I'm sure all of us put together at ICI would deliver very, very extensively for this growth of this country again, this great country again. Sir, coming to your role in industry, and you've been largely perceived as one of those masters of taxation and doing international, domestic both, and now even guiding a lot of as an independent director, guiding a lot of companies and the boards as well. Sir, how's that journey been, and what do you see that journey? Is it must, or did you really wanted to undertake this journey, and how did it come so far?
No, in life, opportunities came, and wherever I thought this is a good opportunity to contribute and for self growth also, I grabbed the opportunity. As a tax planning head in Reliance for almost 9 years, I contributed whatever best I could with the help of the team. Of course, there was an excellent team also to contribute and to deliver the projects. Then after my term at the institute was over, and I took up a limited role at Reliance. There was a scope to deliver in the form of independent director.
Okay.
And when these offers came, I accepted offers looking at the company's profile with open mind. And I thought that here the horizon is bigger.
Okay.
It is not confined to just taxation.
Okay.
But I can contribute to the strategies of business as independent director.
Okay.
I can guide companies in complying with laws. I can be part of all those discussions
Okay.
which are necessary for successful conduct of business
Okay.
and execution. So that is how I accepted these
So how do
roles.
you, how do you, what do you see that, every businesses have a knowledgeable independent director?
Yes,
Why is
every
it that must, or what can be that X factor in having intellectual person in their business?
see, as a businessman, many times the businessman would be biased with whatever is related to the business
Okay.
and may not have 360 degrees view
Okay.
on every aspect.
Okay.
But if independent professionals, independent educated people
Hmm.
are on the board of the company, they can give even outside view,
Okay.
which helps a lot to the industry in taking final decisions on so many aspects.
Okay.
Particularly, if I give you an example where the company's executive directors are, say, from technical field,
Hmm.
some chartered accountant, company secretaries, some others from the valuation side
Hmm.
can guide them on accounting compliances, and today complex laws are being implemented, like
बिल्कुल.
even prevention of anti-money laundering law, prevention of
Correct.
money
Money
laundering.
laundering. Yes.
So in all these areas, management would require independent directors.
Okay.
And why I would say that independent directors can play a greater role, because they do not have self-interest in the company.
Acha.
So they would give independent view. Whereas if I'm interested as shareholder
Hmm.
or I'm any stakeholder in the company,
Okay.
I will have biased view. So independent directors with experience, qualification can certainly contribute to the growth of the business, to the success of the business, and that too putting integrity on top.
वाह. ओके. ओके सर, आप गुजराती हैं, आपने शुरुआती गुजराती से करी, तो मार्केट्स की बात नहीं करें तो कैसे कंप्लीट होगा? क्या टेक है सर आपका? यंगस्टर्स देख रहे हैं और जितने भी हम देख रहे हैं लोग बाग, टुडे व्हाट मार्केट्स आर डूइंग, आई थिंक सबको ये लग रहा है कि इसमें रहें तो आगे कुछ करने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़े. तो व्हाट इज़ योर टेक सर उसमें?
So you are definitely referring to share market, and it is very unfortunate that today some youngsters are involved only in buying and selling of shares. Many of them involved in F&O, which is a very risky activity. SEBI had to come out with various regulations to restrict this activity. And when market is going up, see, after the pandemic, it was consistently going up. And these youngsters thought that this market can never fall. But then, whatever goes up may fall at some point of time. See, our best wishes to this market, and we want that in a very healthy manner, this market grows. But at the same time, one cannot foresee downfall in times when everything is going up. So youngsters can take this activity, make investments in a very informed manner. But this can't be the only activity for them, leaving aside everything.
करेक्ट.
And not doing hard work and contributing to the economy. By simply doing share market transactions, one would not be contributing to the economy in the long run.
Sir, or this is very important because India is said to have the largest and the most potentially rich demography. मतलब youth population is at its peak today with India. और वो अगर इसमें चले जाती है, एंड सर मेरे को नहीं लगता कि मार्केट की हम जब बात कर रहे हैं और F&O की आपने जैसे ट्रेडिंग का बोला, तो क्रिप्टो करेंसी में क्या बुराई है तो वो भी वही चीज़, बट जस्ट इमेजिन द काइंड ऑफ रिस्क दैट इज एसोसिएटेड देयर.
Yeah.
So, sir, what do you want to suggest? These this so-called powerful force of this country.
See, when they invest in a very informed manner and choose companies on their merits, the risk is minimum. But when they choose scripts for purchase and sale only based on tips and market information, it is very risky.
Right.
My message would be they should desist from doing such transactions. Do informed transactions which are good for long run,
Correct.
and do some activity for the country which would aid the government in the growth of
Correct.
the economy.
So instead of investing in these products, invest in your skills.
Yeah.
So you can get out a product on your own. I think wo zyada, I think
Yes.
that would be much more instrumental for this country and overall for them. So closing views on you feel satisfied at the end of this journey. I think you've done huge amount of work in different spaces.
Yeah, I am happy with whatever I have achieved, whatever little I achieved.
Correct.
But my message to youth would be that learn technology by default. There is no future without knowledge of technology. Secondly, do hard work, smart work.
Okay.
Do deep diving in everything that you do. Like, don't take decisions just on the basis of some stray information. Do deep diving, try to find out, make research, and take decisions. And integrity should be on top of everything.
Okay.
So put country first. Honesty should not be compromised. In the long run, honesty and integrity only bring you up. Or rather, even dishonesty can take you up. But dishonesty will not keep you on top for long. Honesty and integrity with hard work would keep you on top for a long time.
So teaching, you've been a teacher for 25 years, you said. Do you think people should take up teaching?
Yeah, teaching, I feel that a person can learn when he or she teaches. Because when you teach, you do so much research and so much deep diving that you learn the concepts when you start teaching. So teaching is an excellent activity. If one does not carry on for a large number of years in life, one should do it for at least a reasonable number of years to learn things properly.
So actually, with the recent database that has been published in this country, which is rich of youth population, today they are facing a acute shortage of teachers. Imagine, where would this youth go if they don't have good teachers, if they don't have good mentors, if they don't have leaders? So I think teaching can give you a satisfaction of actually shaping up someone's life actually.
True.
So, and I'm sure you've done so many. I think I know them personally, and you continue to do that. In fact, today now you are also part of hospitality sector. So I think
my children are in hospitality sector.
Correct.
It is a very peculiar sector. One has to work very hard to satisfy customers and deliver hygienic food, hygienic services.
Correct.
Services can't be hygienic, but give excellent services.
Yeah, I think. So now you know the burden of those compliances and burden of the expectations of customers as well. And in real sense, you become an entrepreneur again after your practice.
Yeah, there is no age to retire. Age, according to me, is a number.
Wonderful.
You can keep working till your body supports, mind supports.
Right.
And I'm trying to do that.
Wonderful. I think amazing conversation with Nihar Bhai. Should you have any questions, please reach out to us. I think one person who will never take away or who will not shy away from answering any of these, please feel free to reach out to us or to Nihar Bhai himself. And I'm sure all of you would take this conversation into your stride and deliver great for this country with integrity and honesty. Thank you very much, Nihar Bhai, for your time. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Pleasure for me.